to the Dragon Plus live stream. Oh, wait. Oh, apologies. That's what happens when we try new technology sometimes.
We fail.
We learn. We learn.
Success.
And now there's a screensaver in the screen, so we can't see ourselves anymore.
That's true.
I will get that back up.
I was like, oh.
But as we were kind of going through the fan art, we put up a picture of the current issue of Dragon Plus, issue 21. It's got the
street urchins on it.
Street urchins.
Yeah.
So I wanted to ask a little bit about how it is playing as younger characters and how it might be DMing for younger characters. Do you have to pull any punches, or are you just letting the die roll where they roll?
Well, sometimes, yeah. Like Nat had a spill recently, and that was kind of a serious moment.
Yeah.
That was scary.
Yeah, but fortunately, she was close enough to Evelyn that Evelyn could give her some instant heal. So that was good. So the way the kids work mechanically is they don't have any ability scores per se. They're not adventurers yet. And they don't have any skills or real talents. They're just kind of mucking around. So they're just base D20 rolls with no mods, and depending on the complexity, it can be as hard as any task to accomplish. But most of the people that they encounter don't consider them a serious threat. So as long as they don't, stab a beholder in the eye, they should be okay.
Or shoot an arrow at something that they shouldn't.
Well, there were some close calls.
Yeah.
Squidly is a good shot.
Yeah. When you shoot a gas spore, those spores can be lethal, but fortunately,
Strix still thinks she's infected.
yeah.
She can't be around Evelyn.
She's infected.
Yeah, like I've personally never played a character that completely contradicts what I would do. So every time Chris asks what he's gonna do, you know what he's gonna do.
I
Yeah.
know.
He's like, what? He's like, he's gonna shoot the explosive thing, obviously. In his mind, it's a great idea.
I think the saddest, or the most fun part about playing Jinx is like, I genuinely think that the spell's gonna work every time because I just forget. And this is Holly having a bad memory and just being like, oh yeah, I'm gonna, and then you always like, it doesn't work. I'm like, oh yeah. But then you tell me what happens and I'm like, yeah!
Right, yeah, it works for Jinx, but it doesn't actually work.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for you to like roll a natural 20 on whatever spell and actually works. And then Jinx is like, did you guys see that? And
No
there's
one
like
sees
a
it.
Jinx moment.
Yeah, that would be cool. But I just assume it's never gonna work. But
But
every
we also
time I
don't roll
forget.
20s, so.
No, yeah, so that'll never happen. So
That's true.
that's great.
Yep.
Playing Nat's been cool in the fact that she's actually like integrated with Dieth in a way, like being able to play a new character with our characters is really, really
Creates
fun.
a new dynamic,
yeah.
party dynamic.
Yeah.
Yeah, it kind of lets
Yeah.
me explore a little bit of Dieth that I haven't
Yeah.
really got to before, which is also really cool.
Mhm. And the same, like Evelyn doesn't relate to Dieth that way. They have a different kind of friendship, whereas Nat being able to kind of like look up to Dieth as a leader in a different way than the party does is kind of fun. And
Yep.
oh, sorry. Go
No,
ahead.
go on.
And also just like the way that she communicates is really interesting too, and how she kind of has to like rely on other people to try to understand her, which is really fun. And trying to remember some sign has been really fun. Like I used to know a lot more ASL than I do, so I'm making up a lot of it, but trying to integrate some real signs.
But that
is
actually
really
works for the character because Nat makes up
Right.
her own signs.
Yeah.
It's not a perfect map to ASL, so.
Well, and actually the most sign language that I ever used was I had some friends in India who used Indian street sign. So I'm using some of that, some ASL, and some stuff that I'm just making up. So
It's great.
I just really wish though that the Wafflecrew were not responsible for them.
yeah,
That's all.
I hope they don't get killed.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
For the record, children tend not to fare very well in the company of the Wafflecrew for very long. At least Barovian children don't.
I feel called out.
Yeah.
It was like one time, for the record. It's only been one time. It was for the greater good because that child was evil.
You're talking crazy.
But, I mean, the whole reason they exist, or the reason these three characters were created, was to add dimension and texture to the city of Waterdeep. Because unlike a lot of adventuring locations, Waterdeep is a place where you find children in large numbers. And so to make the city feel honest, we created these characters and dropped them into illustrations and in our marketing illustrations to sort of help bring Waterdeep to life. But I always had it in the back of my head, if the characters were cool, that I'd inject them into the campaign to show how they could be used to help drive narrative and interactions.
Yeah, in the most recent issue, we've got the 4 seasons of Waterdeep art and kind of showcases the urchins as they go through the city in different seasons.
Yeah,
So.
and in the actual Dragon Heist adventure, they're written into the adventure as people that you can meet and encounter.
Oh, cool.
So,
I guess we should make mention of that. Waterdeep Dragon Heist coming out pretty shortly here.
yeah,
it
wide
is-
release on the 18th.
Yes.
Oh, that's this month? Ooh.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, we're in September already.
So
Dang it. It like was just announced yesterday.
Matt tweeted the picture at Mercer.
Oh,
Which
yeah.
picture?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Right,
Oh,
because
really?
in Dragon Heist there's a twofold illustration, cross-sectional illustration of the Yawning Portal Tavern, filled with characters from across the Forgotten Realms milieu, and in
Yes.
fact, a few characters outside of the realms as well.
Yes, and again, just because I'm making my pitch for Dragon Plus, we've got that illo in this issue as well.
Oh, really?
Without
Really?
the key. We did it without the key.
okay.
Oh, cool.
Ah, that's
So
smart.
if you've
Okay.
got guesses for
That's
who
my new
some of
desktop
those are.
wallpaper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yes, so there's a bit of character Easter eggs
Yeah.
throughout. so,
Absolutely, it is.
I'm
I
waiting.
wonder who you might find.
Maybe a few people that are, close by, close at hand right now.
We
Yeah.
canon now.
Literally in the picture of the key, Matt.
Yeah.
Some other questions that have come in from chat. We still got about only a quarter of an hour left before we go over to D&D news. But there's been some big events that have come up in recent shows. Are there any current goals or things that the Wafflecrew
Wafflecrew goals.
is especially committed to currently?
Opening notes.
No one say anything.
Nope, nothing.
Well,
No goals. We're good.
Living.
Living.
Yeah,
is goal.
living, staying alive. Well, Strix wants to start a coven.
Yeah.
We know that.
We're gonna have some fun stuff with that.
Yes, we're
coming
gonna have
up.
some super fun stuff with that.
Yeah.
So she wants to, and also turn, if it doesn't keep getting destroyed, turn the bottom floor into a bakery / bar / whatever.
Yeah. An
coven.
eatery of some sort.
Yeah, exactly. So she wants to be, like, in her mind, she's like, if I can't be the Blackstaff, I'm gonna make my own powerful magic coven. Because they won't accept her because she's a trash person.
I would say for Dieth, he's currently settling a lot of debts, as he has many.
Literal and figuratively.
Yeah, he has the debt to the Dwarven clans that he's trying to take care of. He has the Shemeshka debt,
Ooh.
which he's still trying to play very, very carefully. A sort of debt to the Zentarum and Xanathar as well, and he thinks he's a clever enough person to pit them against each other. And he's also has like a sort of debt to the 3 street urchins that he's also trying to like kind of foster. Maybe not like debt to them or anyone else, but almost like an internal thing where he sees a lot of himself in the street urchins and wants to be able to provide something to them that he never got.
Will we get to meet anybody in the city that Dieth knows?
Yes.
Interesting.
Key, please.
Damn it.
I think a lot of Evelyn's is question. I don't know if it's even a conscious goal of hers, but questions of identity are big for Evelyn right now, because she has, they had a big statue of her at the spires. So is she some sort of honored religious figure? Is she now an adventurer? Can she be both? Can she be
Yes,
more?
maybe.
Yeah, exactly. And
Yeah.
so I think for her, and all of that, especially with this question of Lathander versus Aminator, and the kind of like church rebrand, and is that her responsibility? I think she's going to have to get involved in that, and then will she become a leader in the church? And I think at the same time she's like nesting too, where she's like, I just want to have this little house with my friends. But Evelyn's just, her whole life has been reacting to other people, you know? And I think so the big challenge, see, he does this all the time. I told you, every time I talk, I look over and he's like, yeah, but so I think
He's transcribing it.
so I think it's a question of like, when will Evelyn figure out what her decisions are, as opposed to reacting to everybody else's decisions.
Yeah, a big thing right now for Evelyn is like, what are her wants? Because she's never ever
Right.
worried about that. Heaven told her to think about it.
Well, and she kind of figured it out in a lot of ways, like at least behind the scenes that wasn't shown. I figured out a lot of Evelyn stuff, or she did, and then forgot it all. So like she's had this dissonance inside her of like knowing there's more than she can remember, but not quite, you know, still living as she was, but doesn't quite feel right anymore. So,
Yeah.
and I think maybe the Xanathar thing is gonna help kickstart that a little bit. I feel
Yeah.
like.
I always sort of knew or figured that Evelyn's relationship with her faith and her temple was going to have to play an important part in a Waterdeep based story. And having the temple go through a crisis that mirrors hers, an identity crisis.
Oh no.
I
was
didn't even
very,
think of that.
was very, very important to me. So,
That's great.
there's
How fun!
No,
Yeah!
yeah. No, and it will be really fun. I can't wait for the whatever the catalyst is for her to actually like dive in and start kind of like making decisions. Because right now she's just like, oh, the house blew up. Let me renovate it. Oh,
Yeah.
you guys want to go here? I'll
When
go
you're
there."
ready, let me know.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah. I'd say a lot of what might be going on with Paulton is, like, ever since day one, he's kind of had this sort of like, this like the odd one out feeling, like always, like, especially with like the whole literally trying to kill the entire party.
Right,
Like
yeah.
he's always felt like kind of the dark outcast kind of guy,
Yeah.
and now it's more. There's some stuff I've been working on with him that's basically like specifically why, and him kind of coming to grips with some stuff that happened to him in the past. So
Yeah. Yeah, there was the sort of the back end of season 3 was all about the separation of Paulton from the rest of the party and the sort of the summary exorcism of certain ties, tethers to the past.
Oof.
Yeah.
It was a good time.
On that, yeah. It was such a great time.
Kind of a related question. Folks wanted to know about any loose ends that you might be interested in resolving and bringing back, whether it's
Can't think of any.
certain ring or
no, I think we're good.
worms or.
Yeah.
Nope, none of them.
Well, something that Dieth has needed to do is actually go talk to the harbor master after
Or
being
the ship owner. What's her
the
name?
ship owner after
Yeah.
being given the boat, making it back from Chult. Got a little sidetracked. Some
Yeah.
things happened,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
you need to do that. That's one of those other debts, more or less. So kind of talking about.
There's a
earlier.
GIF out there somewhere.
Yeah.
Warrington.
Warrington.
Oh, he's fine.
wandering around.
He's still shopping. Yeah. He's just having a
Yeah.
grand
And
old time.
Strix still remembers the soul box.
Oh, right.
And she's going to try and figure that out somehow, but she couldn't figure out the beholder stock, so she's not feeling very good about figuring things out right
Something
now.
about Dieth living a nightmare and having his bloodied wings on the ground. No, I think I'm good on that.
Yeah.
I think getting Lightfall fixed might be a loose end too. And it's a little bit less like, we haven't really touched it, but Evelyn's family is a big loose end.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Interesting about the ring is 'cause that's kind of a loose end for Dieth as well, but that's not up to our show.
Right, yeah.
That's entirely up to the Acquisitions Incorporated C team.
And
It's
their
so
boss
cool
who's
that our
a bad,
shows are
who's
so
a bad
integrated
person.
now.
And then there's the Ring of Winter still out there.
Yeah. And the Strahd doll.
And the Strahd.
Oh, I forgot about the straw dog
forgot about the
crap.
straw.
Yeah, you know, I always think about how much joy you must have felt when Strix just took it with her out of Barovia.
Yeah.
Just like,
What
oh,
if I
they're
keep
doing
it?
that.
Yeah.
They're just taking it out. They're just taking him away.
Could have
That's
buried it or thrown it into a swamp or something.
Yeah.
nope. We just took it out of Barovia.
we should hold on to this.
Ring of Winter, Strahd doll. We should hold on to this.
Keep these. We might need them.
Yeah, we might need these one day.
We should just like put the ring on the Strahd doll so we can just like one ring.
So we can't lose
One
it.
thing.
What if we'd done that?
I don't know.
I
Honestly, I'm just making it up as I go.
So if these or any other loose ends come into play in today's episode, you'll be able to watch at 4 p.m. Pacific as well. So again, before we kind of say our goodbyes, thanks again for everyone taking the time to join us a little bit early. For folks that are watching, we will be again streaming Dice Camera Action live in the studio today, and we'll nail the table down to the floor before 4 p.m. D&D News will be coming on at 3 p.m. We mentioned that we did have some announcements. The fan art, we love soliciting the fan art in a more official capacity. Anna, is there anything you can tell us about October 26th through 28th?
You know, I've
What
heard,
might be taking place in the world then?
heard there's a big convention going on there. WitchCon if you're from Waterdeep, TwitchCon if you're from the United States or surrounding areas like in the world. And we'll all be there. And I wonder what we'll be doing. I think it might be something cool.
It could be crying.
Probably nothing.
I mean,
Coming
it
at
could-
you live from Witch.
Yeah. What's up?
I got my scrying glass.
Yeah. So we may be sitting on the floor crying in the lobby. We may actually be doing something at TwitchCon. I don't know, but we'll be there. Hope you will too.
Probably both.
Probably both. Yes.
So I don't think we have any further, we don't have any details at this point, but yes, I believe there will be.
So if you're like, man, should I go to TwitchCon? I would if the Wafflecrew was there. Now you know.
And a few more of us, myself, Greg Tito, Pelham will be there as well.
great.
We're excited to attend. We'll be in San Jose, California, October 26th through the 28th. So by all means, feel free to join us down at TwitchCon.
TwitchCon.com.
Before we go, again, Dragon Plus issue 21 for new and younger readers is available now for free, as always, on iOS, Android, at dragonmag.com. The next issue, early October, so we're going to lean a bit into Halloween themes and undeath and costumes and fun things of that nature. Again, it will be at the beginning of October. Adventures Outlined is available now. And Waterdeep Dragon Heist Core Hobby will be September 7th, and the wide release will be September 18th. So right around the corner. So before I say the quick goodbyes, anything from yourselves that you'd like to add, announce, or anything of that nature? We're just looking forward to coming back before.
Take care of yourselves.
Drink water.
Drink some water.
In case you miss it, the entire Wafflecrew is coming to the Beamdog Enhanced Edition family of games.
Yes.
So you can play as Dieth, Evelyn, Strix, and Paulton in Baldur's Gate 2, Neverwinter Nights, and Icewind Dale Enhanced Editions. They're coming with our voices and 2 portrait packs, plus a bonus portrait of Chris.
Right.
Spam that link.
All right, then as always, I would like to say thanks everyone for spending another hour with us here in the WotC studios for the Dragon Plus livestream. Thanks to everyone who follows and to subscribes, of course. And thank you, as always, to our moderators. We appreciate everything that you do. And again, a new thanks to everyone who is creating and submitting fan art for Dice Camera Action or for any of our lovely live streams. Please continue to do so, and we will look forward to starting to promote those in a more official capacity. So thanks, everyone. And again, thanks to the Wafflecrew for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Our
We'll be
pleasure.
back at 4.
Ah, we did it!